You're now watching a clip from the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
Know-how, which, sees into the future type, thing, but we're going to jump right into the topics we got listed. We got the Miami Dolphins. Of course, we're going to talk the Dolphins. We're going to talk Heat. We're going to talk Panthers too, because Panthers going to be in the playoffs. But we're going to start off with the Dolphins, because they were in the news this week because they let go of Bobby McCain. He was a good player. I won't say he's a great player, but he was a good player.
He was a real good player, But think about it, like Marcus. Think about it. He was the captain of the team.
Yeah, he was the captain of the team, but there's been times where that defensive backfield was suspect. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
there's been plenty of times that we just got, especially against the Bills with Stephon Diggs. I just remember him just bombing us all day. But let go of Bobby Kane, the former captain of the team, and we bring in Devin McCourty, former safety from the New England Patriots. So I really kind of like the move because I didn't really understand why, first, why did you get a safety in the draft, which I like the safety. I like the pick. I remember him playing and I remember him being a good primetime player. But I was just like, okay, so what's the real direction? Because you got all of these other guys. So when they let go of Bobby McCain and added Devin McCourty, who is a veteran, he's only got a few years left. My guess is that they got McCourty to kind of, train the young boy to be great. So I love the move. Again, the Dolphins, they've been, as far as the draft is concerned, the so-called experts have been giving them high draft grades. So things are looking good, and their offseason continues to roll on. But what you think of the pickup?
I agree. At first, like I said, I was like, why in the hell are you getting rid of Bobby McCain right now? Wouldn't you, but me and you kind of thought about that, during draft when they wind up getting that safety, of course. I think that they wanted to get that running back, but Denver went ahead and jumped ahead in them and got the running back that we thought they were going to get in. So as far as with the move, like you said, real good player, but is he elite? Is he one of these game changers? Of course, when he was off the field, the Miami Dolphins definitely looked a lot worse in the backfield. They were kind of like the ones getting exposed, I remember Fedulum had wind up going in the game and it was a bomb. But again, it is what it is. They got Devin McCourty. Like you said, he's a veteran. He has that rapport with Brian Flores coming from the evil empire. But at the end of the day, it's someone that you can depend on. It's not starting from scratch with someone you've been working with for years. And he's part of the McCourty twins. I think we got the better twin, but regardless of the fact, I think that he got 1 or 2 years left under his belt, but we signed him to a 1-year deal. So just in case it's not panning out, we can definitely go ahead and move on. Also, he can go ahead and wind up helping our corners, with a little bit of that veteran savvy. Of course, we got that first round pick that we wind up drafting last year, Igben Agnew, and he didn't look as great as we thought he would have been being a first round pick. So, getting someone to go ahead and probably guide them. And again, you have our number 1 and number 2 corners. You got 3 people that can actually help you. So I like the move. Again, we got the ball hawk safety in the draft. I seen nothing but highlights. I heard a little bit about him in college, but the University of Miami tend to not play Oregon. So I really didn't see him too much, but looking at his highlights, he was great. So again, move on from Bobby McCain, wind up picking Devin McCourty. I understand the move money-wise. The Dolphins wind up saving $5.5 million in cap, so we could go ahead and use that money somewhere else where we definitely need to fill in them slots.
Yeah, overall, the Dolphins, I think they're just doing a great job so far. All this is really just kind of hearsay or speculation at this point.
Exactly.
The draft and the offseason and free agency, they're just moves for hopes for the team to do well in the season. So we really won't know how good these moves are until, the season starts. But, some of the offseason moves that we did make, Will Fuller was another one of those playmakers for Tua Tagovailoa. So Tua's got the weapons. He's got Tua now. He's got Jalen Waddle, who we just drafted, Devontae Parker, obviously, and Preston Williams, Gesicki. I mean, the playmakers are there.
You got Hearns, you got Wilson.
Hopefully Allen Hearns and Wilson also come back. The playmakers are there. You got those two young running backs, Myles Gaskin. He had a great season last season. And they did the same thing again this drafting really late with the running back, which I feel a little kind of way about it, because I feel like Myles Gaskin was good, serviceable, and then you had other running backs. It felt like they came off the street, like Ahmed, fill in roles, and running back, they come a dime a dozen. I understand the strategy. You never draft a running back too high, but there were so many great running backs that they could have drafted a little bit higher. So I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get one of those big name, running backs, but, Tua, he's got the weapons now to really make a great run. And Tua also, graduated this weekend, I think, with a communications degree, just like me.
Yeah.
He's a communications alumnus like myself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, me and Tua, if things don't work out, or maybe after he retires, maybe me and Tua we'll do a podcast ourselves, do a Tua West MarcWes Tua podcast together, something like that.
Definitely.
So good to see him graduate though.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. As far as first shout out to Tua for going ahead and continuing his education and getting his degree last semester. He finally walked this week, at Alabama. So it kind of give you an idea why when you see Tua speaking, you understand where he's coming from, because he seemed like someone that's polished. He knows what he's saying before he actually say it, and that's the type of people that you actually want leading your team, especially if you're going to be in the media's eye, especially you being a top 5 draft pick. So again, definitely love it, and as far as what you were saying with the running back, being disappointed, I'm going to try to make you be a little bit more happy on the actual move, because think about it, what did the Miami Dolphins went ahead and do? They went ahead and drafted high with an offensive lineman. I think it was lead him Lineberg, something like that. I think he played for Notre Dame. But again, obviously everyone knows if you don't have no O-line, your quarterback don't have no time in the pocket, and definitely your running backs is not going to have no gaps to go ahead and squeeze through in during the game. So just the plain fact that they wind up drafting a offensive lineman so high, knowing that we have all these other needs, I think that they probably looked at it completely different. Now, as far as Ahmed and the other running backs that we do have on the Miami Dolphins, remember, where did Brian Flores come from? He came from the evil empire. Hopefully he didn't bring the cheating over here with him coming to the Miami Dolphins. But, so far he seems like a person that know what he wants. What Bill Belichick used to run at the evil empire, it used to be a plethora of running backs, and one of the things that kind of was a setback for the Dolphins, remember the late games, like our wide receiver, like every last one of them was injured. I wind up seeing people playing that I never even heard of, and we're loyal. We know majority of the people that play for Miami Dolphins, Miami Heat, and certain things like that. So seeing certain people playing at that time, knowing that we wanted to make the playoffs, and it's a possibility that losing this game would break that cycle. So I just look at it and I'm like, okay, we got a plethora of running backs, and it's going to be the same thing. As far as with the wide receivers, we do have a whole lot of wide receivers. We have some young guys, we have some older guys, and I just love the whole move. So don't be discouraged, Marcus. I understand. Remember, the first 15 picks, we practically got every last one of them right, and even the pick after, we had to shut it down a little early. It was getting a little too late.
We did get Jalen Phillips.
I mean?
You know, I did want to say that we did get Jalen Phillips like we thought we were going to get. So we got from Miami to Miami. You stay at the crib, so you know I hope he's happy about that. He's originally from LA, but the fact that we got that edge rusher that is going to be there for years to come, which we needed, because we talked about this before, like the pass rush wasn't really there. Our linebackers were on point last season, and I would say our corners were for the most part on point. Safety, looks like we addressed that. And now we need these pass rushers to really kind of step up, the ones that we have, and then Jalen Phillips, who was the second pick in that first round when we just cut off the podcast the last time. I love to see the pick. I love that the fact that we got the best edge rusher in the draft by all accounts, by everybody's draft board. So the fact that you got the best edge rusher at 18 is great. That's great value for that pick. After that, obviously we got the safety, and then we got the old lineman. So I watched, generally the whole draft. I was a little busy this weekend. I was spending time with wifey for her birthday, but
happy belated.
Every now and again, I was still, checking in on the draft, on my phone, really just to kind of see what Canes were picked and what the Dolphins did. And I really like, overall their draft, and I really feel like they did a great job. And the best is yet to come with the Dolphins. Obviously we home team, so we're going to be a little bit biased naturally. At the same time, we both two smart dudes who look at stuff subjectively, so it's not like, we're only rooting for home team. We're only going to be like, we're not saying the Dolphins going to win the Super Bowl next year.
Oh, no, that's not what we're saying.
We're not saying that.
That would be good, though.
It's a possibility that we could win the division, because, everything is kind of trending in the right direction. If Tua makes that step forward, just like Josh Allen did in year 2, we're good to go, man. So I'm looking forward to the future with the Miami Dolphins.
But, definitely. Yeah. I completely agree with you. Like, like Marcus said, we know what we're talking about. Again, you've seen the last podcast. We had 14 out of 15 right. So, that speak volumes in regards to people that speak in sports. You feel me? And going back to what I was saying, I just love the plain fact that in regards to our general manager and Brian Flores, I mean, they kept everything under the wraps. Like everybody in the media was saying one thing and they did the complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as us, not the regular media, we were saying what was really going to happen, and it wind up happening the way we said was going to happen compared to these analysts that get paid all this money to speak what they're saying. So I just love the plain fact that they wind up doing their thing. They did what they felt was right. And even, some Dolphin fans, you had some people like disagreeing on certain things. But again, going back to former general managers, there's a lot of them that love our picks. There's a lot of us that said that, the Miami Dolphins came out with at least an A minus. So when you think about that, you got to take it with a grain of salt. Again, everybody get drafted every year, but you never know until they wind up getting on the field. So let's see what the Miami Dolphins do this year. Again, we're a little biased, but I really do think that they're going to go ahead and do their thing. Because again, we got 2 corners that we paid a whole lot of money for, and going back to think about that, one of our corners is disgruntled. Xavier Howard, he is disgruntled about his contract. We'll see how that wind up panning out. But again, right now, we have a first round pick that's sitting on the bench right now, and we have Devin McCourty now on the Miami Dolphins. So if you want to hold out, then probably we don't see that gruesome twosome, that tandem that we have with our number 1 and number 2 corners. We'll just go ahead and see like what happens with the Miami Dolphins. But so far, so good. I'm not going to paint no negative picture. I think we're going to go ahead and be on the projection to do great things in the NFL now.